So that's how it all happened. I never expected that a man dancing at a friend's birthday party would eventually end my relationship with my other half. And now, let me tell you exactly how it all happened that I met Hannah about 8 years ago. It was a bit like some kind of comedy. Dylan and I were walking down the street when we noticed two girls sitting on a bench, chatting and having a good time. We didn't have much to do, so we just wandered aimlessly, passing the time. Dylan and I exchanged a quick glance and decided to sit down next to the two strangers. Dylan started the conversation. "Hello, lovely ladies. I'm Paul, and this is Mario. We just couldn't pass by without asking if you would like to join us and have some fun." Hannah immediately shot back with a question. "And what exactly do you mean by fun?" That's when I jumped in. "Oh, you know, dancing champagne." Turns out Hannah and her friend Amelia were totally into that kind of fun. Hanging out with them felt like one big celebration, and Dylan and I didn't want to stop. We quickly formed relationships, me with Hannah and Dylan with Amelia. A year later, just 2 weeks apart, we both tied the knot. Amelia kept on being her mischievous self, even though her husband wasn't thrilled about it. Dylan, on the other hand, kept his family drama to himself. Then, after 2 years, he dropped the bomb. He was getting a divorce. Hannah tried to keep up her carefree lifestyle, but things were changing for me. By the time we got married, I had landed a great job and was starting to make some decent money. One night, I came home to an empty house. Hannah finally showed up around 2 a.m., clearly tipsy. "Where the hell have you been, Hannah?" "Well, we just decided to have some fun." "Really, it turned out great fun." "You're not mad, are you, darling?" I didn't keep the conversation going and decided to address things properly in the morning. But when I asked, "Will I see you like this again after hanging out with your friend?" she just snapped. I said, "Then get out." I don't need a wife like that. She could tell I wasn't joking, and panic set in. It seemed like she finally realized how serious things had gotten. "Mario, honey, I get it. I swear it'll be the last time." To her credit, Hannah kept her word. She really changed over the years. She started visiting her sick, disabled aunt. The woman could still walk to the store or cook a meal, but household chores were beyond her strength. So Hannah spent 2 nights a month at her aunt's. About 6 months ago, Dylan invited us to a birthday party. The venue was, well, let's just say it was a bit out of the ordinary. It took place at a club called Tropic. This place was known for surprising guests with unusual events, and boy, did it deliver. For the first half hour, we were treated to some women's dances. But then, the real show started. A man who went by the name Terminator took to the stage. He was tall, muscular, with a striking red beard. He began performing pirouettes, gradually shedding his clothes as he did. The crowd was tossing money into his underwear. Then, he looked straight at Hannah and said, "Hannah, I hope you'll be as generous as you were last week." I was stunned. A week ago, Hannah was supposed to be visiting her aunt, not at a club like this. Or, at least, that's how she had presented it to me. Her face went pale. After the performance, I decided to find this Terminator. It wasn't hard. No one stopped me as I walked right into his backstage area. "Listen, my friend, what did you say to Hannah back there?" "Who the hell are you?" "I'm her husband, and I need to know what happened here last week." He smirked, clearly intrigued by the situation. "Will a $1,000 reward help you dial 120? Then I'll tell you everything." The dancer's eyes lit up with greed. "A deal. But I get the money after I spill the beans." And spill the beans he did. Apparently, Hannah and Dylan came here often, and their connection was pretty clear. But the biggest shock? Hannah's aunt, the one I thought had been sick and living in a care home, had actually passed away a long time ago.
Hannah had been using her as an excuse to cover up her secret meetings with Dylan. My wife finally admitted everything to me, but only after she realized that our marriage was beyond saving. She tried to explain herself. "Mario, we've been together for so long. You can't just leave me like this." I didn't hold back. "Yeah, I can. I bought the apartment before we got married, and we don't have anything together except for the furniture." Her relationship with Dylan didn't work out either. Turns out he had a few other women on the side, and he blamed Hannah for me turning my back on him. So, their thing fell apart. Hannah ended up going to work at the care home where her aunt had supposedly been living. There, she was given social housing and meals. And Dylan? He didn't even bother to call me or explain anything. Well, as far as I understand, they both disappeared from my field of vision.